Welcome to the Bragnos podcast. I'm Dario Arias and we are joined today by Fedele Colantuono from Skin. Hi Fedele.
Hi Darius, good morning to everyone. I'm Fedele Colantuono from the University of Foggia, and we are the coordinator of the thematic network Skin. In particular, I was the project manager of the Skin network, and we have been involved for 3 years on the topic of short food supply chain. Because the aim of Skin was to build a thematic network about short food supply chain. Indeed, SKIN is the acronym of Short Supply Chain Knowledge and Innovation Network. We are now in the end, the final step of the project, because we have worked for 3 years and we are finalizing the very last activities in order to close the project according to our commitment. But of course, our idea is to go ahead with the network that we have developed in order to continue with the activities and main initiatives about short food supply chain around Europe, to not lose what we have. Everyone has brought something to the project during the first phase of implementation and during the performance of what was the objective and the goal of the project. Indeed, we have enlarged our knowledge about short food supply chain, looking at different aspects, in particular from the collection of good practices, because the problem that we wanted to solve from the beginning was to collect all this information are available but fragmented. So there is a lack of connections between different realities. But in every place, in every region that we have evaluated, we have understood that the concept of short food supply chain is well known, but the problem is that there is not network, not connection between people that can work together or share their knowledges about short food supply chain.
This network you created has been enlarged or it stays at the same size of the beginning?
Now, we started with the contacts that every partner could involve in the project during the events, during the meeting. So at the beginning we had, for example, 50, 60 people involved in our network, and step by step we increased these numbers. Indeed, we decided to have two separate databases in order to collect contacts of people that are interested to the short food supply chain topic. And we built up these two databases. One was more for internal connections as a private database with more than 2,000 contacts, which were our favorite contacts in order to spread the news, invite them to events, or share with them our results. And the other database was for the construction of the network. That was an open list of contacts where people were invited to be part, to register. We started with the newsletter, so we invited people to register to this list, and little by little this number was increasing. Now we have 200 people in this network. from different European countries. On the other side, since we want to continue the activity and the strength of the network, we are working on a community of practice. Is a virtual community of practice where people can stay connected to each other through a platform that we have developed, and this platform will be available also after the closure of the skin activity. So this will be the continuation of the network that we have got so far, and we hope to enlarge more this network.
So this network is still available for people to join to increase this
Yes,
community.
yes, of course. Indeed, we are promoting this community of practice. We started with our website, and then we sent a newsletter for inviting people to register, and we are asking also the Arachnos dissemination team to inform people about this community of practice.
Okay. Could you tell us, please, where, or what is the most interesting outcome from the project?
We have got a series of outputs that we think are really important. The very first one was the database of good practices. We are very proud of this tool because it's available on the website. Everyone can access it, can look at the map, and according to the country can see the distribution of good practices, or just simply type in a searching box a keyword and then can access to different PDF files. These files are a very simple 1-2 pages sheet with the main information about the good practice that we want to share. And since we worked on short food supply chain, we try to involve different sectors. So we don't have just one or two sector, but we have many agri-food business realities, including aspects for the marketing, technical aspects, or quality, social or consumers involvement. So this is one of the main important tools that we developed, but of course we have got also a series of storytellings and interviews, very short, that in 1-2 minutes some experts or farmers that we met and we interviewed were describing their experience and wanted to share with us and with all people that follow the Skin Project their good practice or their story.
Coming back to the database, did you create it by yourself? I mean, within the thematic network experts, the consortium, or you asked for help to the practitioners or stakeholders?
We started by ourselves, involving the partners that were more available on this activity with their experience, with their background, because we have a multi-actor consortium, so everybody could contribute developing an aspect in order to be wide and open to different realities. Later on, when we started to collect good practices, of course, we involved stakeholders and ask for their contribution or just suggest us other, let's say, companies or farmers that could contribute to our search of good practices and develop this database.
Regarding to the storytellings and the interviews, you use this also for communication and dissemination. as well as
Yes,
the newsletters. What do you
yes.
think work better or worse? Newsletters, these videos with interviews?
Well, the newsletter is important because in one, let's say, in one file, in one document, you can share many information. But on the other side, you are not completely sure that all people receiving these newsletters will read it. The videos, since they are also available on YouTube or other dissemination channel, are more easy to be searched and appreciated because in a short video you can send a message very clear. We also had some videos about definitions. We tried to convert some definition about, for example, short food supply chain or food quality or the role of AKIs. So these main words that generally are simply for us sometimes are not well known to other people. Indeed, we decided to make these short videos and spread. So in some way, we got very interesting reactions when we analyzed the number of view or the number of share about these videos. So we think that videos can be really useful.
And did you find anything interesting or unexpected with these users? Something that you didn't expect at the beginning of the project?
Well, we found interesting that according to countries' visualization, we have some a good share of visualization also from countries that are not involved in the skin consortium. So we were kind of impressed about this because this means that we have reached also some places that were not involved directly in the project. Because if we think at the 14 countries that are part of SKIN, it will be easier to see that the partners from these countries have shared the news, have involved stakeholders from their country. So if people from other countries are looking at our results and our news, it's a good impact for Europe, but also outside Europe, because we have got some contacts as well from the US or from North Africa. So we are satisfied about this, and this was unexpected at the beginning. So this means that we have done a good dissemination.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
So these countries outside the consortium members have interacted with you in some way, asked for information, contributed to your database?
Yes, yes. Um, I can tell you our experience with Argentina because we have got this email from a research center in Argentina, Buenos Aires, and they have found our project on the website. So we didn't know them before, but according to our website, they found some interesting aspects and they sent us an email in order to have a Skype call. After that, it's now 2 years that we are in touch with this research center. One researcher already come to visit our university in Italy, in Foggia, and we want to make some common project or research together. So these are good example, because they also sent us some good practices from Argentina that we put in our database, and we are proud of this good example of interaction and dissemination.
Could you tell us if you find something that one partner maybe didn't know very well and a different partner implemented?
Well, we tried from the beginning to distribute the tasks according to the partner's knowledge, in order to have skilled people on every kind of activities that we had to carry on. After this distribution of role and tasks, we had different project meetings. During these meetings, we discussed about working plans, and everybody was aware, every partner was informed about the activities, the objective of the activities to perform, the deadline, and the expectation of these activities. So at the end, we had, for example, working groups that were composed by a few partners with a leader that were involved on some specific activities, as for the organization of the workshops, thematic workshops, or the collection of good practices on a specific topic. Or on the other hand, we had the work package leaders that were very active and connecting the partners who were involved on those work packages. So it was a good approach. We had a nice interaction among all partners, and the project worked well. The structure was well defined from the beginning. So at the end, we got all the expected results, and also more than was expected.
Could you tell us some benefits of this multi-actor approach within the project?
Yes. For example, so as main representatives of this consortium, we have some partners that are more academics, so representing universities or research centers. On the other side, we had some experts like consultant agents, or we had farmers associations. So everybody was bringing something to the whole consortium. In some cases, the presence of farmers association was useful when we had to connect directly with farmers, or when we had to invite farmers to our events. So it was easy to work with them on their territories, because since we had 6 thematic workshops in different European countries, we asked first the farmers association or the consultant agents that were from those countries, in order to involve directly the farmers from their environment. After that, the presence of the academics or people with some research approach was useful on the organization of the event, in order to have the right contents and also to analyze results of different activities that we have performed. Indeed, one result that was not foreseen in the project, but it's a good example of multi-actor approach, is the realization of a series of scientific papers. So we realized a special issue on an international journal, and starting from the contribution of the scheme partners and their expertise. So we invited also people that were not so used to write a paper to contribute to this paper. So this was a nice interaction and a good example of multi-actor approach and multi-actor contribution.
Interesting indeed. And were there any challenges you faced with this multi-actor approach?
No, actually, no. We didn't have this kind of situation because, as I have told you before, the common goal was the short food supply chain. So every partner had experience on short food supply chain from different aspects, of course. And in the complexity of the project, in the whole execution of the project, we matched each other. So it was also a nice way to discuss because everybody, when we were during the meeting, everybody was giving his approach, his contribution according to his experience from his, not only from his point of view, but from his reality, working reality.
I saw in your webpage that you created a permanent association of stakeholders.
Yes.
It is still working or it's aimed to work beyond the lifetime of the project?
Yeah, this is the community of practice that I introduced on the beginning.
Okay.
Yes. So the aim is to involve the network, the people, the stakeholders that are part of the network, and make them together on a platform, which is kind of more advanced website where it's possible to open a discussion in an open forum. So after registration, people are free to make questions about some topics that they want to discuss, or they want to share a news, an article, whatever. And other people that are registered can reply to those questions. So it's an open discussion, free. And there are also some webinars that we have started to elaborate and distribute on this platform. Some short videos, always on the aspects of short food supply chain, and we want to enlarge the network and keep it alive through this platform.
The Arachnis project has received funding from the European Union's Horizon 2020 Research and Innovation Programme under grant agreement number 817863.
Royalty-free music from Bensound.